even with Jimmy Butler. Do I believe they can beat OKC? No. Do I believe they can beat the Thunder? No. Hell, I don't believe if the Lakers these last 30 games get into some type of rhythm, I don't believe they can beat the Lakers, let alone dealing with Cleveland and Boston.
I don't believe that they're going to win it. Matter of fact, I know they're not going to win the NBA championship this year, but they definitely as hell going to compete.
While Jimmy Butler was stirring up drama in Miami, the Golden State Warriors were spiraling. Just 10 games before the trade deadline, they were barely clinging to the 10th seed, and their championship odds had plummeted to a laughable plus 6,600. It was obvious. The Warriors needed a change, but no one expected that change to come in the form of the ever-controversial Jimmy Butler.
Malika, the Warriors have been seriously pursuing Kevin Durant over the last week, but sources tell me that Durant has no desire in a reunion with the Warriors. He does not want to go back to the Warriors, where he won 2 championships, won 2 finals MVPs.
Maybe Zach LaVine. Literally anyone except the guy who had already been suspended 16 games this season. Y'all realize Jimmy Butler has gotten to the free throw line 40 times in just 4 games. That's not Andrew Wiggins, okay? Jimmy knows when to be aggressive, how to be aggressive. And most importantly, he spares Steph Curry. Not just because he's a secondary scorer, but because he gets to the free throw line. That means rest for Steph, which means more energy for the long haul.
I know that Jimmy Butler has been to the free throw line 40 times.
Like if you don't love, eat, breathe this, and more importantly, winning, you can get frustrated with that. So I can see in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it's been, how someone can get frustrated with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because most people aren't winners. And so the things that he's doing, like, when I tell you, to me, it's music to my ears.
And right now, Butler's energy is changing the Warriors. In his debut against Chicago, Butler put up 25 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and a steal, leading Golden State to an improbable 24-point comeback win. Against Milwaukee, he followed it up with 20 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals, another crucial victory. His hard screens forced defenders to switch, drawing heavy contact and getting opponents in foul trouble. His relentless drives are disrupting defensive schemes. Maybe. But just 8 games later, the Warriors were 7-1 since Butler's arrival. Butler's relentless screens, aggressive drives, and ability to draw fouls had completely reshaped Golden State's offense. Steph Curry, who had been averaging 22.7 points on a rough 43.1% shooting, was now lighting up defenses with 29 points per game on nearly 50% from the field. And for the first time in 6 years, Curry was dunking. It was obvious. The Warriors needed a change, but no one expected that change to come in the form of the ever-controversial Jimmy Butler.
What's up, my good people? I'm happy to be here.
The moment the deal went down, critics pounced. Maybe. But just 8 games later, the Warriors were 7-1 since Butler's arrival. Butler's relentless screens, aggressive drives, and ability to draw fouls had completely reshaped Golden State's offense. If you're not a real basketball head, if you don't love this game, Jimmy's intensity will drive you crazy. But you know who doesn't get tired of Jimmy? Winners.
Jimmy is an over-communicator. You know what I'm saying? Like Jimmy gonna come to you before something ever happened. Like if this happened, we're gonna do this. And I'll be honest with you, I see how people can get tired of Jimmy, because if you're not a basketball head, like if you don't love this and you over-communicate like Jimmy and you dot every T, dot every I and cross every T, losers will get frustrated with that. You know what I'm saying?
This season, they've been struggling to keep up with an NBA that's younger, hungrier, and far more physical. The losses were piling up. A humiliating blowout against the Suns. 7 losses in their last 10 games before the trade. By mid-January, they were sitting at 25th in the West, clinging to a play-in spot by a thread. Their defense was non-existent, allowing opponents to shoot 47% from the field and 38% from deep in those 10 games. The offense wasn't any better, ranked 19th in efficiency, averaging just 112 points per 100 possessions. Something had to change.
You guys are now 14-1 when Jimmy Butler plays. He only had 11 points tonight, but can you describe the impact that he's had on this team?
It's a real ball club now. You know, with him on this team, whether he have 11 points, 2 or 30, he make us a real ball club.
Oh, scratch that. We are going to win the championship.
I think
we're going to win the championship.
Say that one more time so that everybody here can
say that with your chest.
I didn't hear you. My earpiece.
This season, they've been struggling to keep up with an NBA that's younger, hungrier, and far more physical. The losses were piling up. A humiliating blowout against the Suns. 7 losses in their last 10 games before the trade.
He's obviously a competitor at the highest of levels, and being able to work off each other. I'm excited to see what it looks like. I'm gonna watch a lot of, whenever it's time to watch a lot of Miami film to understand some of the sets that they like to run for him, and see what we can kind of transition to our playbook. And we want to give him free reign to give us, some insight on what he's comfortable with and make those adjustments.
And when the deal was sealed, Draymond Green was so confident he didn't just predict a title, he guaranteed it.
To Miami is fire.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Hard.
He's going to contribute to that team a lot.
I think that's a better trade than Jimmy going to the Warriors. I just don't think the Warriors got enough still.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know who had the 2 for them. Who got the 2 for them?
Oh, for the Warriors?
Yeah.
Well, they was doing that weird lineup where they kind of had Steph and Dennis. So at this point, I don't know what they going to do.
Yeah, I don't know even who's at the 2 for them. I'm not
Krasinski,
I'm really not excited about the Warriors, but I'm more excited about the Miami Heat. Getting Andrew Wiggins, giving him a chance to get back out there. He's one of those guys who can fit on any team because he plays defense. Yeah. And he's always going to get 20 points, 18 or 20 points regardless. Every night. It don't matter. So he's going to fit in easily with that Miami team.
Curry sneaking down court, and Curry with the dunk. Take a picture. It's going to be Steph Curry elevating. Normally goes to the 2 hands, but this time the 1-hand flush.
Suddenly, Draymond's bold prediction wasn't sounding so crazy, and we were starting to understand exactly why Curry pushed for this trade. The truth is, Golden State is no longer the dynasty that once terrorized the league.
I believe that their ceiling is a first-round exit.
Some even argued that Wiggins was the better fit, but what they all missed was why the Warriors made the trade. This move wasn't about numbers, it was about attitude. It was about bringing in a killer who could reignite a franchise desperate for a spark. Since the trade, Golden State's offensive efficiency has skyrocketed, jumping from a middling 18th to an elite 6th in the league. Their defensive rating? Up from 10th to 5th.
And that's a different way to run a set, to open up to get him in a certain position that's going to open it up. So if they take it away this way, if you just come out this side and do that, that's going to put this guy here and I got him sealed. You know what I'm saying? It's just different stuff like that. That Jimmy, man, he dialed in on it.
And across the board, the numbers are rising. Assists per game, 9th to 3rd. Assist to turnover ratio, 8th to 3rd. Steals, 9th to 2nd. Turnovers, 12th fewest, 5th fewest. But the real question is this sustainable? Can this Warriors team, a mix of seasoned veterans and an unpredictable new star, actually make a deep playoff run? One thing is certain, playoff Jimmy is real.